Hey guys, Kenny here. I wanted to talk about something now that is actually really fun to me and important to me, the Blade movie franchise. I was still in high school when the first Blade was released in the theaters, and it was my junior year. It started on August 21st, I think. So that was really important to me. That was the first movie that I got to see by myself in the theater. That was rated R, and that was during my junior year when I started learning about broadcast journalism and video work. What I especially what I do now, and that was one movie that really made me pursue this career even more and try and work in movies, which hasn't worked out yet, but it might come. And so Blade 2, I hold that very close to my heart. I love watching that. Solid performances, a really great story writing, good comedy. It doesn't feel forced or like It hacked. And so I love watching it so much. And then Blade 2, that was out close to, close to around the time I graduated college. So that's another one that I hold very close to my heart. That even also has great acting. I think even better acting by Wesley Snipes and everyone involved in it. Incredible story writing, even better directing in Blade 2 than in 1. And the creatures looked incredible. I think the puppetry and creature effects, makeup effects were a hell of. Now, don't say that, but were Im- uh, okay, immensely better than in the first one. And then uh, Blade Trinity, a lot of people hate that one, and I can understand why. It's marred by too much humorous moments that really don't fit in the story, primarily by Ryan Reynolds. But there's some of them do work, like at, near the end when what's his name, Hannibal, is being held hostage by three vampires, and there's this lady vampire who wants to turn him so he could bite this little girl, so she could become a vampire, and he's chained to this little bar on the floor. And he says, the fat lady should be singing right about now. He looks up and nothing happens. So he said, well, this is awkward. And then Blade smashes through the top glass ceiling. That humor worked. It's humor like that that can work in movies, and not just action, but any kind of movie. That kind of humor does work. And Blade fights off this one large vampire played by Triple H, and Hannibal wants to be freed. he wants Blade to free him, but Blade just walks out of the room. So Hannibal kind of moves his arm, saying, "Hello, little help here." And Abigail uh, comes in. I think she comes in through the glass ceiling as well, and she ends up letting Hannibal loose by shooting the chain, so he's freed. So that kind of humor I like, and it's okay, not great. I do enjoy watching it. It's a guilty pleasure. I do enjoy watching it. It may not be very good, but if you want to waste an hour and a half to 2 hours, Blade Trinity, can't really go wrong with that, just to let time pass. There are some good action moments in it. So, the Blade movie franchise, I hold that really close to my heart. All three of them, especially the first two, are very important to me. Even the third one is important. Not as important as the two of them, as the 1 and 2 are, but 3 is still good. Even some of the performances in Blade Trinity are good. There's this, like, there's some kind of a forensic psychologist who ends up being one of the familiars, one of the humans that work for the vampires. He has a really good scene with Blade when it's just him and Blade in this little jail, not little interrogation room at a jail. I almost forgot what the crap those were called when you have that two-way window behind you. You can't see through it, but the people that are on the other side can see you. Interrogation room. The back and forth between Blade and that guy is flawless. That psychiatrist or psychologist injects some kind of a serum into Blade, and it like makes him woozy and starts nodding his head back, almost making him fall asleep. And that's when Blade figures out that he's one of the familiars. Going on, I think he said it was either 4 or 5 years. So there are good moments in it. I love that scene between them so much. That probably is my favorite scene out of the entire movie. And Hannibal and Abigail, their action scenes are, sorry to say it, but I think they turned out better than Blade's did. And really, I've seen it a few times, so I've noticed that he doesn't do very much fighting in this movie. Abigail and Hannibal are the ones who do the majority of the fighting. And there's this woman who plays a blind lady. She has a fantastic performance. And then the little girl in it that plays, I think, her daughter, or either a niece or daughter. And she doesn't say much or do much, but she makes a big impact in a small role. So Blade, I love it.